All right, good evening. This is Longhaultanker, straight razor shaving with Longhaultanker, and it is Sunday night, October the 28th, 2023, and it's approximately 10 minutes after 7 p.m. Central Time, 1910 Central Time. And as you might be able to tell with my surroundings behind me, I am in the driver's lounge men's room. And going to do a straight razor shave. And so let's introduce the equipment as we get started. My primary razor tonight is going to be a C-MON Carl Monkhouse. This is a hand-forged 5/8, and this was honed by me on a Arkansas hard black. And beautiful razor. Yep, I got in late. I've been up to Pennsylvania and back. All right, so, and then my soap, Tabac Original. If you want to see the puck, there's the puck. Well, it's upside down, isn't it? Tabac Original. All right. So let's get started. Yes, I just got back a few minutes ago, within the last hour. Got checked out with dispatch. The trip was uneventful. A nice in the Pittsburgh area. I went up to near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And there's 3 plants up there that we go to, all within about, well, 2 of them are within about 15, 20 miles, and then the third one's out just a little bit to the north toward Erie on I-79, about 45, 50 miles north of Pittsburgh, maybe a little more. Actually, from Interstate 80, it's about 40 miles. And to get from Pittsburgh to Interstate 80 on 79 is about, I don't know, what is that, 20, 30 miles? And so I'm going to spend the night on the yard tonight, go home in the morning. I don't like getting to the house late in the evening. My wife doesn't particularly like it, me getting into the house late in the evening. It just disturbs everything when I come in. All right. Oh, my brush that I'm using tonight is just a simple brush. A Sterling Soap Company, fan knot, orange handle. It's a good quality razor for a $40, $50 razor. The other one I've been using this week on the trip is the QED 24 millimeter Manchurian silver tip badger, and that's an excellent brush. You may hear some sounds in the background. There is another driver in here. There is a shower in here, so he's in there taking a shower. He knows I'm recording. So if you hear sounds, you may see Carlos come out and stick his head in the video. He was cleaning up himself. He got a hot date tonight. And I'll probably post this video up sometime tomorrow after I get home on YouTube. And if you're watching me on YouTube, I say thank you for watching me and staying with me. I know my videos have been very irregular here of late. I do have an interesting a story to share here in a little bit as I get going about straight razors. But let me get this lather going here first. I just love Tabac. I've said before on other videos that if I was stranded on a deserted island, Tabac would, that and Mitchell's Wolfat would be my top two soaps that I'd like to have with me if I were so deserted. I haven't had time for a lot of viewing of straight razor shaving videos from the usual regulars that I watch and make mention of. Dapper Shave in South Africa, Martin Shaves in the UK. Appreciate you guys. I do watch you. I don't sometimes comment, but I am watching and enjoying your shaves. I'm also noticing there's not as many guys shaving and posting, recording and posting on YouTube as there once was. Of course, I fall in that same category myself. But I did do one last week when I was home, and I think it's gotten a close to 120 views now. You know, and that's all right. I mean, people have their things to do, and I'm not putting out as many and as heavy and as often as I was. But I want to tell this. I'm going to tell this story, and it may surprise you. Think about, there have been on the forums, there have been threads about the use of straight razors in the movies, and one such reference that comes to my mind almost immediately is John Wayne in the movie In Harm's Way, where he's in his captain's quarters and he's finishing up a shave when Kirk Douglas comes in. Y'all may remember that scene. And there was another usage in a movie that I just saw recently. But this one's different. This one's different. All right, using the C-MON, the 5/8 Arkansas Stone. I've got approximately 48 hours, 2 days growth on my face. Well, here we go. My little story. If you've listened to me very long, you know I listen to Sirius XM radio a lot when I'm driving on the road. And I particularly like to listen to old time radio. Greg Bell is the host of that channel. And all of the great old radio programs, Dragnet, Johnny Dollar's my favorite detective. Well, I can't really say that. Yes, I like it a lot. But Philip Marlowe and Sam Spade and other mystery programs, I like those a lot. And today there was a program that came on with Orson Welles, mid-afternoon, and he did a show called The Black Museum. History of Orson Welles is really quite interesting. After he did Citizen Kane and William Randolph Hearst took such offense at his characterizations, Orson Welles went to England and did a number of different shows from England until he was able to rehabilitate his reputation, whatever, or until the old man died. I'm not sure which. But there's an episode that played today of the Black Museum. The Black Museum is an institution that's connected to Scotland Yard, and it's got exhibits in there of weaponry and so forth that have been used in murders in England. Scotland Yard. There's an episode called The Straight Razor. And I'm sitting there listening to it after it's announced, and I'm listening, how is it, it's going to be a murder mystery, somebody's getting their throat cut, whatever. But that's not what it was about at all. It was about this guy who had had 3 wives, and he had poisoned them, all 3, and they eventually caught him and convicted him of murder for poisoning his wives. But as the police were searching his house, they found this collection, a set of straight razors. And the reason it was a common poison, and so when they found the poison in the house, they didn't think anything about it because it was a common poison that people would keep in their house for killing bugs or whatever. Yeah, I got myself pretty good. Anyway, the fascinating thing in my mind, as I'm sitting there listening to this program, it was a good story, is that Orson Welles describes a 7-day set of Sheffield razors, straight razors, in a wooden box, and each of the razors have engraved upon them the day of the week. Now, for those of us that have hung around straight razors very long and paid any attention, we've seen these 7-day sets on eBay and such places. In fact, one fellow that I know says he's got a 7-day set that he's been restoring to original or pristine condition. Did I say I got about 2 days whisker growth on my face? I don't remember if I said that. And so the question in the story was, why did this guy hide his 7-day set of straight razors in an out-of-the-way, secretive place? Oh, and the movie was set, or the story was set in the 1880s. And so why would he hide such a thing, the 7-day set of straight razors, in a secretive place, but not worry about the poison that he had poisoned his wives with? Of course, it's just a story. I don't know if there's any basis other than there was a 7-day set on display in the Black Museum connected with Scotland Yard. And Orson Welles is reporting on these objects in the late 40s, early 50s, as the program is broadcast and produced. But this particular episode was set in the 1880s. And the end of the show was that they think this guy was Jack the Ripper because no murders were committed in any jurisdiction after they convicted this guy and executed him. Now, is there a connection? Is it based? I don't know if the story is based in any kind of reality or factual history at all. But it's just so interesting to listen to Orson Welles describe this 7-day set of Sheffield razors that are on display at the Black Museum. So I found that episode on YouTube, and so much of that old time radio stuff is available on YouTube for listening, your listening pleasure. And I'll provide in the description block, I will provide a link to that episode, that if you're interested in listening to it. And it's brought up more than one time in the 27-minute episode, so you may enjoy that. I enjoy listening to a lot of those old-time radio programs because the acting is just spot on. So much better than, in my opinion, today's actors. The voice inflection, the emotions, elicited by the voice are just amazing. So much better than most anything today. And it's all radio. Well, we're still going on the first pass here, and I have pretty much talked through what I wanted to talk through, so we're just going to keep going, and you can keep watching, or or put it on 2 times the speed and let it zip by. A little warm up here. Sunday night, there's never any AC in the building. Now, I love the way the Tabac soap lathers up. You can always get a good lather off of it, and it keeps going. I've loaded up the brush, as you can probably tell, and it begins to dry out a little bit, and you can just put some water on your brush and lather it back up. I need to run some new hot water. I'll just keep going with it tepid like it is. I'm trying to be very ginger over that spot, but it looks like it's stopped bleeding. But if you shave with a straight razor, you're going to cut yourself. I think my problem there was I came in at too steep an angle and oops, went right in. All right, second pass. You know, I've stopped doing videos on the road at the truck stops. It's just irritating and inconvenient. But I don't mind doing videos up here in the driver's lounge. I'm not worried about somebody breaking in the bathroom door and violating my privacy. I'm not worried about anybody calling the police and saying, "Get down on the ground," which, you know, happened one time. Somebody telling me that my time has expired when there is no time limit in the shower room. And you've seen those occasions when I've been recording. In fact, one of the worst didn't involve police though, but they got caught on tape, didn't they? I don't have good lighting where I'm at right here. And so I've got to be real careful coming across that lip with that cut there. No, so I don't mind doing videos from up here. The recording part has always been easy enough. It's the editing and the uploading that just irritate me. So I'm not going to do any of that until I get home tomorrow morning. That was some cheating strokes right there. That's all right, we can cheat. All right, second pass done, moving on to the third pass. With the grain, across the grain, and against the grain. Those are the three passes. And I've done a little experimenting lately of doing them out of order, and it's just more comfortable to do them in order. No, I'm one of the guys that just really enjoys the scent of tobacco. It's obviously got some tobacco scent in it, and vanilla, and I don't know what all else, but it is all right with me. All right, against the grain. Very nice. Well, my wife gave me enough food for this trip that tonight will be the last meal. In other words, I'm not taking home any leftover extra food. And I've eaten well on this trip. Spaghetti and homemade chili. And Alfredo pork with noodles. That was good. It's all good, but all homemade. I'm glad I've got a wife that likes to cook. She's always cooking. She's always got her pots and pans out. She's got her gadgets. She says, I need a new gadget. And I say, you go right ahead and get your new gadget. Anything she wants, I don't quibble about at all. Anything she wants for the kitchen. Hey, if she likes to cook and she wants a new toy, she's going to get it. I do my best to try and keep the lather and soap off of the tang, and certainly off of the scales and the pivot. You don't want lather getting up into your scales, and then you got to wash it out, then you got to dry it out. Just keep water and soap away from your scales. Okay, let's wash it down and rinse it off, and then we'll do a head shave while we're at it. Doing the sideburns. Okay, we're done with the face shave. Let's move on. Wipe down the razor and dry it off, clean it off a little bit. Put in this little leather sheath here, so protect it. I've got a couple of these fan knots. This one by Sterling, and then another one from Wild West Brushes, I think it's called. Got it last Christmas from Scuttle Soap. And he's kind of dropped off the radar. I don't know what's happened to him. But I always enjoyed his stuff. All right, for the head shave, we're using just it's a gold dollar. It was purchased as a gold dollar, but there's no stamps, there's no markings, but it's identical to a regular 208. And this was honed up on a Arkansas black as well, I believe. The reason I say that is because all my black handled gold dollars were honed up on a black, and my white handles were honed up either on a translucent or a true hard Arkansas. And this shave today will probably keep me satisfied until Monday. But I probably won't do another video until I come back from my next trip. Unless I'm home for 2 weeks. We're still having extraordinary periods of time off between loads. I'm not one of those guys that's going to fill in my blanks with short loads. I'm just not going to sit and wait until the next long load, the next Canada load, and if I have to sit home for a couple of weeks, 7, 10, 14 days for that to happen, I'll do it. And I've said before, my wife doesn't mind. And there's lots of guys here, of course, as you may imagine, that they're the single provider for their family. And I'm not. My wife works. She's got a good job. You might even say a better job than I've got. So I'm okay with that. She's okay with that. That's the important thing. the lighting is so bad here, I can't see the sides. And I haven't, on this trip, I haven't, what is it? This is the third shave I've had on the road. Today is day number 8, so 3 shaves in 8 days. And that's good enough. That is good enough. And we'll get the back of the neck here and we'll call it quits. You can see where I got myself right there, but it stopped bleeding. Okay, there it is. So we use a gold dollar on the head shave. We use the C-MON, Carl Monkhouse, New York, U.S. Steel on the face shave. Sterling Soap Company fan knot. In fact, I'm ready to let that soak. And the we use a Tabac soap, and we're going to use the Ozma alum block here in a minute. Let's go ahead and make that happen. Oh, that's nice. No sting. Very little sting. A little bit right there, of course, where I cut myself. Oh, that's nice. All right, that's it. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you next time down the road, and see you later.